A few audience questions here. How big is the team? Any contingency plans? Quarter Mile is always suspecting that something's going to happen to you or somebody on the team. I don't think he's going to cause it or anything like that. But our contingency plans and what's the size of the team?
Yeah, it's fine. We've only got a small team. We have our CTO, our main dev. We have our COO, who's a real life business owner, multiple businesses. He handles all the admin side of things, anything that needs to be done in the real world side of things with documents, paperwork, etc. We have our CPO, who is a product owner of a major L1 chain. Can't name the name because we're on a different chain, but yeah, he's got his side of things. And then myself. Every one of us know exactly what each other are doing. We all have access to what we need. If my dev was to say go missing and we couldn't find him, then it would be very easy for me to employ someone else, give someone access to what he's been working on, and we've got the whole outline of what needs to be done. So yeah, not one of us could die, and as sad as we'd be, we could still carry on. It's
okay. Well, yeah, let's hope it doesn't come to that. Oh, yes, that's good to know. Adam says, how often are payouts? So yeah, how's the payout structure going to kind of work?
Yeah, so first of all, we have the pre-sale NFTs, which is a collection of 1,000. Each holder makes up the DAO, and they have other utilities. So like bonus from protocol profits quarterly. They have real world utility, access to luxury resorts, etc. So they'll have quarterly payouts. Our bonds, our main protocol, they'll have rewards paid monthly. 100% of the returns can be compounded, but only 50% of the returns can be claimed. This is because we wanted to drive utility for the secondary market and have an added bonus for anyone that invests in them bonds. Let's say you lock up for 12 months, 6 months later, you say, oh, I really need money. You then have 50% of your returns built in that bond plus your initial investment. So you could very easily go to the secondary market and sell for your initial investment back, and you have no issues. So that is the structure that we'll be sticking to for the bonds.
Okay. Nope, that makes a lot of sense. And Sean says, JP hedge fund NFT. Yeah, potentially. I've been doing all sorts of my own NFTs. So maybe there's some collab. We've been talking off air a little bit about further ways to collab. So we'll have to just keep working something out. Because I've been obsessed with projects like this where it's like, hey, let's go for lower returns, but not lose all our money. Because so many people, you can't make progress towards your financial goals when you make a big return and then lose it all, and then make a big return, you just make no progress.
100%. And it's all about the wider space, as I touched upon. I think for the whole space, as in DeFi, to actually succeed and get mass adoption, it will happen, no doubt, but for it to happen quicker, there needs to be a network of individuals and protocols that act as a safe haven. So it could be 10 protocols, it could be 100. If people know, right, that's the safe area, I can go there, James Pelton's there, DeHedge is there, your Bonks is there, we know we can go there, we know we can put our money. Yes, we might only be getting 15% APR, 20%, 30%, but I know I'm not going to lose my money. It's there and I'm safe. That in itself will start to draw more people in and start giving the exposure to the rest of the world without them thinking scam, pyramid scheme, or it just needs to happen.
Yep, and more people are moving to this type of project as they get scammed elsewhere. It's just, oh, the 2% a day didn't work out again, and so then they're looking for safer places. It's not quite as exciting, we don't get on, and it's not like we made $10,000 every day like you do some of the degen projects. But again, it's wiser, it's more long-term oriented, and it will actually get you progress towards your financial goals. Whereas the degen plays just don't. They don't do it. They don't make it happen.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a big believer, and I'm a personal 5-year plan type person. So I'll set myself 3, 6, 12-month goals, but they all go towards my 5-year plan. And when you're getting 15% APR, if you need to make double your money, triple your money, which is great, within 4 or 5 years, 15% will do that for you. People focus on the 15% as the now and that number, but they don't realize when you keep building that 15%, it becomes a much, much bigger number. And when you look and think long term, it starts to make sense.
Yep, absolutely. I kind of tell people sometimes too, if you really want to do the degen plays, put a little bit in, get it out as quick as you can, and put it into safer things. And so then you're kind of, you're using your degen stuff to kind of feed into safer things. That's a way to still, keep your degen spirit alive and well. But just those degen plays are not going to be, in 10 years, you're not going to be a billionaire through 2% a day. Like, that's just not going to happen.
So you're not going to have Lambos in your driveway.
Yep. It's not how it works. Let's see. Every vlog. Welcome. Good to see you, brother. He says, how are you doing, James? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. One question. Will they let us know where they are investing our money? I mean, how much transparency do we get? So yeah, how transparent are you with, we have this exact amount and this exact amount and that? How much transparency do investors get?
Yeah. So we have a Notion document that has everything we do. We don't move 1 cent without it being public knowledge. As soon as a transaction happens from the treasury, it's noted in the Notion document with transaction IDs, and it's public. Every single thing is public.
Okay. We got Scott. Welcome, Scott. He says he's not live streaming from his car or talking about AI or the metaverse. I don't even know how to handle this. So yeah, we're happy to have some good projects on the channel. Yeah, AI, metaverse, that's all been a big thing right now.
Huge.
But he says on a more serious note, what are the greatest risks that they have identified for their project?
Yeah, so obviously everything in DeFi does come with risks, even validators, miners, etc., etc. We're always going to keep adding to our foundational investments, like validators, miners, real estate, and even them as safety nets, if you want to call it that. As we compound the treasury, once Bitcoin's back up at 60K, if we buy an F validator, say 150,000, and then the market tanks, and then that F validator is, say, worth around what it is now, 50,000. Of course, the returns we're making on what we've invested, they are lower. But that's why we've focused on setting our foundational investments so early. And it's with our pre-sale funds. The team have not taken any money from the pre-sale funds. They've all gone towards the foundational investments. So it's allowed us to grow the back-end so early at the bottom of the market. So we have no liabilities now, up to around $2 million invested in bonds. So we only have assets, there's zero liabilities. Biggest risks we take are a small portion of our allocated funds, around 5%. Will go to the likes of trading bots, manual trading, and then other DeFi projects that we source, whether it be our partners or whether it's somebody from the community comes and says, look, I think you should take a look at this. They've performed well for the last 6 months. We will go, we'll vet them. We'll test things with our own money first. We won't test things with protocol funds. And then, yes, we will invest into other DeFi projects. So they're the highest risk for our allocated funds. But again, that's why we're setting our foundational investments so that any higher risk allocations are mitigated with what's already been set.
Okay. Yep. Nope. That makes sense. And when I tell people too, there's always just the unknown risks. Like, again, FTX going under. It's like, okay, nobody expected that. And it's just the nature of finances. This happened. Banks have been going under recently, which is a risk to your traditional finances. So just never consider anything safe, but there are safer options. And so you're always balancing, hey, what's the reward I'm getting with the risk that I'm putting into it?
It's about you. I mean, one of the biggest losses for investors over the last 12 to 18 months is bridge hacks. And that's why we've focused on getting cross-chain, because we wanted to take that part of what the investor and the user has to do to be able to access what we're doing. There's so many user errors that it's just one little thing. And so easy to lose money. You've got to keep your wits about you, and you double check, triple check, and yeah, just make sure you're on the right path.
Okay, very good.